Hey guys, in this video I'm showing you the ultimate guide to movement in Hyperscape. I'm going to be breaking this video up into 3 segments. The first one, looting. The second one is running away from people. And the third one is holding the crown. Also, turns out 83% of you guys are not subscribed. So like, what are you doing? Subscribe. Thanks and enjoy the video. Alright, so how should you go about looting? Now this is actually a very interesting one. You simply come to this post right here. This little post thing right here. And you just vault up it. And then when you get to this post thing right here, vault up it. Now what it should look like is this. And sometimes you can just jump across that. But here's the thing. If you have a house like this, you're going to need to go back and look through these places. Because you can't just like leave these places like, you know, not looted. So what you do is you have to, instead of just going straight up the whole time, you have to actually come through and loot it yourself, which kind of sucks, I know, but if you have a smaller house, this will work better, but you'll obviously get less loot. So if you're in a bigger house, you're gonna have to vault up this and then run around through here and check. But if you're in a smaller house, you can literally just repeat this pretty much forever, and then all you really do is just go up, take a very fast glance, and if there's something you want, then obviously go grab it. But if not, then just keep going. So here we have a smaller house. This is what it should look like. When you go up, and then you just go up, and then you just go up, and go up, go up, go up, go up, just like that. That's how you should be going up a house. Obviously, you can glance a little more because I missed a heal down here. But that is how you go up a house. Now say you're on the roof of a house. What do you do then? Okay, so I'm now in the roof of a house, or the top of the house, going down. Say I want to loot a house going downwards. You slide down the stairs, then you slide to this area. So first, you slide down the stairs, take a glance, and then you slide to this area. Then you slide down the stairs, then to this area, and down the stairs, and just keep going like that. And eventually, if you just loot enough houses, you'll be good. For these houses, you're going to want to just go through. You can still do the stair jump on these ones, but you're still going to want to come through the back rooms, you know, because you're obviously going to want to look through and see if you can find any guns or hacks that you want. Alright, so here's another example. You're just going to want to jump through. Look, I saw that skybreaker. I grabbed it. And that's pretty much it. Look how fast I looted that. That was like 2 seconds. Or maybe like 5 seconds. 5 seconds to loot one house. You can get a ton of loot like this. Now, of course, you're not going to find everything you want. Most likely. Because it's kind of rare to begin with. But if you loot enough houses, you'll be good. And if each house takes you like 5 seconds to loot, then you'll be able to loot a bunch of houses in no time. Alright, so now we're going to go over some methods of running away from people. Now, first off, oh wow, that is very lucky. Okay, first off, always have a mobility for hacks. I would never recommend playing Hyperscape without at least one mobility. So let's get on to actually how to outrun people. First off, going into houses is very good. You can outrun people very easily in houses, especially if you use the methods that I showed in the beginning of the video. Alright, now whenever you are low, you're always going to want to use one of your mobilities. And if you don't have an ability ready, make sure at least that you're b-hopping. And if you don't know how to b-hop, just go look at my tutorial. There's one up on my channel. I guess I'll have a link in the description for it. So, yeah. What you're going to want to do is always use your mobility. And always b-hop. Also, going into houses is very beneficial. Another tip I have for running away from people is if you're not trying to like sneak away, you're trying to just run like as fast as you can, make sure you're slide jumping. I did a tutorial. It's the same videos as my b-hop tutorial. Just go watch that real quick. It goes pretty in depth on how to do it, so that's good. Okay, so another thing you should do is when someone's chasing you, make sure if you have the chance, just turn around and shoot some shots at them. Maybe get them low. It also scares them away a little bit. If they start to get really low, they'll just start running. And my final tip is just try to make your movement as confusing as possible. Because if it's harder to shoot you and track you, then they won't be able to follow you. Alright, and finally, I will be showing you guys how to keep the crown. Now, this one is pretty important to know, especially if you're trying to get wins, you know. So, keeping the crown is actually not very hard. All you have to do is have 1 or 2 mobilities. Make sure and always have at least 1. Like I said before, you don't want to be caught without any mobility. So, here's the trick. Combine all the things I taught you about running away from people, and then just add mobility. Okay, so here's how the crown kind of works. It will always spawn in the final sector, and that sector is not very large. You can practically slam across the entire thing. Like I said in the tips for running away from people, you want to be as confusing as you can. So maybe change directions. Sometimes if you turn a corner and someone's chasing you, they're like right behind you, then just go slide in front of them and then go back from where you came from. But basically you just want to be as confusing as possible. And also, if you only have 1 mobility, I would suggest adding B-hops and slide jumps into your movement. And finally, you just have to keep going back and forth across the entire sector. So you just want to basically grab a slam or maybe like a teleport or ball and just keep moving around. If you keep rotating around the sector, they're going to have to follow you. It's going to make it a lot harder for them to catch you, especially if you're being confusing. Alright guys, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and have a good day.